Well, the world has still gone nutty, buddy, even downright cruddy, buddy. Wish I missed the past, buddy, but there's still Buddycast. No, don't be naughty, go meet everybody here on Buddycast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and host of Buddycast, Nick Sorensen.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Another episode of everybody's favorite show, Buddycast. I'm your host, Nick Sorensen, and joining me today is a very special buddy, a good buddy of mine, Mr. Tim Dougherty. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Nick, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Awesome. So you are the Vice President of Enrollment Management here at Cathedral Prep.
Yes.
Tell us how that journey began.
Yeah, I'm happy to tell you about that. This is actually my 17th school year working at Cathedral. Yeah, working at Cathedral Prep. I graduated from Prep, went to IUP, and then immediately after moved to Memphis, Tennessee. And I was working as a photojournalist for the NBC affiliate. And I was there for a few years, and I just wanted to come back home. So I was looking for jobs to come back home. And the first day I decided to come home, I looked for jobs, and I see there's an opening at Prep the same day. And I thought, wow, it must be my destiny to apply for this job. Plus, I went to Prep, and I'm a Prep maniac. And the job was admissions. And I remember the position where they would come to schools and talk to people and things like that. And I thought I could see myself doing that because I was, just in love with Prep, loved my time at Prep, huge fan of the school. So this is in May of 2006. I applied for the job. I emailed my resume to Father Jabo. I also FedEx it to him. I overnighted it. I paid like $30 for it to be overnighted. And I send it a week later. I call Father Jabo, leave a voicemail, don't hear anything. Never gets back to me. Another week, I call and email, don't hear anything. And I was just so upset. I'm thinking, I applied, overnighted my stuff, called, leave messages, sent emails, and I don't even get an email back saying the position's been filled. So I was really disappointed because I love Prep so much. I'm like, I can't believe that. I'm a big fan that they wouldn't get back to me. So it's July of that summer. This is about 2 months later. I'm driving to Erie for a wedding. And it's Friday around 5:00 p.m., about an hour away from Erie. I get a call from Prep, and it's Father Jabo, and he asked me when I'm going to be in Erie next for an interview. And I said, I'm driving to Erie right now. I'll be there in like 1 hour. He said, can you come in on Monday? And I said, no, because I'm leaving Sunday. I'm going to the wedding on Saturday, and I have to drive back down to Tennessee on Sunday. So he goes, well, I can interview you tomorrow. So I skipped the wedding that I was driving to for the interview with Father Jabo.
Wow.
And I had my suit because I was going to a wedding. Father Jabo interviewed me, and I thought it went well. And then a few days later down in Memphis, he called me and offered me the job. And that was back in 2006, almost 17 years ago. And it was just so lucky. Had he called me the next week, I probably would not have driven back to Erie. He also took a chance on me. I was not an admissions person. I didn't work in a school in the past. I didn't even work with kids. I was a camera guy, and he took a chance on me for this position, and I ended up loving it. I feel like I did a good job. And that's kind of how I got in the position.
Nice. Now, we have buddies from near and far. We have buddies in Erie, Pennsylvania who know you, and we have buddies all the way across the world. For our buddies who aren't here in Erie, could you tell us what your job entails?
So as the Vice President of Enrollment Management, my job is essentially to try to get as many students to enroll at Cathedral Prep as we can, within a limit. So I try to promote the school, make sure that the community knows what's going on here, because there are so many great things happening in the classrooms, in the art lab, the music studios, the science labs. There's all these amazing things going on in the school. And so I like to make sure that the community is aware of it, especially parents of children in middle school. They know what's going on here, the opportunities we have, so that they would consider sending their child to school here. I work with the families through the entire process, through applying for admission, through the entrance exam, the shadow visits, the scholarship and financial aid applications, the freshman orientation, the course scheduling. So me and my team, we work with families all the way from interest, we're calling, hey, can you tell me more about your school, all the way through enrollment. And we try to make that as easy as possible for families. Some families are in the public system and they think, oh, it's really difficult. I'm not going to be sure what paperwork to do and how you work with tuition and scholarships. And we make that as easy as possible and help families through that process.
Nice.
Yeah.
That brings up a follow-up question. What if there's a family that, like you, is so about prep, wants everything to do with it, but they're going through some rough times right now. They're going through some hardships that they just feel like, here's our budget, here's prep's budget,
Yeah. So when I went to prep a long time ago, almost 25 years ago, I graduated. When I went to prep, my family wasn't super rich, or we didn't have a lot of money, and it was a sacrifice for me to go to Cathedral Prep. So I feel so fortunate to be in the position where I am, where I can help families in bad financial circumstances go to prep. I definitely understand, what it means, and I understand the sacrifices that family make. But yeah, we have a couple $1 million in need-based financial aid each school year. There are a number of scholarships for the arts and other merit-based talents that students can apply for. So we work with families, and unfortunately, we can't help every student. There's more students that we wish we could help. We do have a finite number of dollars for tuition assistance, but we do help a lot of students. Probably over 70% of students at Cathedral Prep are receiving some sort of financial aid or scholarship.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I would just say, if you're not sure if you can afford it, no matter your circumstance, give me a call, and I can give you a realistic idea of what it would cost you based on your family circumstances.
That's awesome. I love how you work with people. It's not just, can't afford us, sorry, nothing. You really want to see people. You don't want to just see the numbers. You want to see the students. You want to see.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't, whether we have a lot of kids or not a lot of kids, I don't get a bonus. I don't get commission, right? I really want to see students have the same opportunity that I had of going to a good school and being part of a good community, having access to the best facilities, equipment, courses, technology, teachers to, prepare them for today's world. So I really, really do care. I get nervous when families can't afford it, and I know they stress out. I get stressed out. I really want to help all these families. I get to know these families. They start touring the school, and then they shadow, and then they come to our different meetings, and you get to know the families, the parents, the kids, and you really feel connected, and you want to help them out. So there's a sincere desire for us, not just me, but my team and everyone here at Prep, to make it happen for those who deserve it.
Nice. Now, who are some notable students that you've seen walk through the halls of Prep during your time?
So, yeah, gosh, it's hard to think of like some students that, because they're so different, like many types of students. But, of course, I think about some people who have left Prep, gone to the seminary, and, dedicated their lives to the priesthood to serve the community. So I think of like Father Jamie Power. He was an awesome student here. Clearly remember him. He's a great priest now. Then there's Father Andy Boyd, who's also was here when I was here. Really, really great priest. Then I think of kids like Paul Hoffman, very young alum, who was very successful, very, very successful now with his, his real estate business. But then I can think of really dozens and dozens of guys who are just really good people with good hearts, caring, that I got to be tight with, that I know are good people, and that I, still keep in touch with. I think of like Alex Wells, a great young man. We're proud to have him as a graduate. Just good moral character. I think of Patrick Pascalicchio and Jacob Byham. These guys graduated probably 10 years ago, and run into them out and about. They're great people. Ben Davis, Alex Rosowski, Sean Taylor, Ben Deck, James Kolakowski, all these guys over the years. Dominic Famini, he was an awesome young man. Sean Sullivan, my first year, he was a freshman, and I got to know him and his family really well. And they're just really, really good people. And so I hate to pull out people who, because there's so many graduates who are wealthy business owners or lawyers now, or maybe even doctors now. Most of these guys are, successful, but, for the most part, just good people of great moral character,
Mm-hmm.
But
now for this next question, you've kind of hinted on it throughout the whole, or you've kind of shown it through the whole interview thus far, but what are your favorite parts about prep? Like, what wakes you up in the morning going, I get to go to work today, rather than waking up and going, another day at work?
I know you're a prep graduate,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you felt the way I felt when I was a student at prep, but I was excited to come to school. I know it's school and it's supposed to not be fun, but the way I would feel coming into prep, like when we have Clay McDowell, or we're going to have a pep rally, or just to be with my buddies, I get excited. As an employee, I feel the same way. When I drive into work, I'm not upset. I'm not dreading it. I'm not sick. I'm not thinking, oh my God, I can't wait. I want to get there. I look forward to interacting with the students. I look forward to interacting with my coworkers. I look forward to the challenges. I look forward to helping people, and I always have a positive attitude. I always try to have fun, no matter what situation we're in. So yeah, I love prep. My dad went to prep. His 7 brothers went to prep.
Wow.
My brother went to prep. I have cousins who have gone here. So it's just, it's awesome, to work at a place that I've admired my whole life. It's a great community to be a part of. Being part of the prep family, you just feel like you're part of something great. It's something special. So it's just, I guess what keeps me coming in is that I love working here. And
Brilliant. Now, prep's going through some changes right now. I'm correct.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about those changes?
So, well, of course, the biggest one, the most major one, is the fact that the Prep and Villa campuses consolidated into one co-ed Cathedral Prep campus. So that is a major difference that you have seen at Cathedral Prep, is that girls are walking the hallways as students in uniform, taking classes with the guys. So it's a co-ed setting, just as you would experience at any other co-ed school. It's boys and girls have the classes together. It's not like the classes are separate. But then when you add on the major renovations throughout the old building, the massive expansion into the the new area, they all these new facilities. So we have a brand new STEAM hub. It has a fabrication lab where students can build things. It looks like a wood shop, but it'd be more for engineering and physics. We have a 3D printing bank. We have an esports lab. We have a big STEM hub learning area. We have an outdoor learning terrace, brand new visual arts labs. That's painting, drawing, ceramics. Brand new music labs, instrumental and choir. Brand new fitness center, brand new dance studio. The new air conditioning throughout the building. Every classroom has a new heating, cooling unit. Several women's restrooms. The science wing was spruced up. All new lockers throughout the school. New guidance suites, new administrative offices. I know I'm missing something, but it's pretty much a brand new school.
Nice. And what's this room behind you?
So the room behind me is what we refer to as the Student Life Center. We use it for cafeteria seating during the day, but we also plan on having like different assemblies and meetings in there. There is a 14-foot projector screen and a projector that we have to use for different types of meetings. And I can even step out of the way so you can kind of just get a better look at that space there. But the window on the other side of the window would be West 10th Street, which is now the main entrance. That was the athletic entrance in the past. But now that's the main entrance. And actually what was behind me was there used to be like a house that had some law offices in there. And then that was just like the front yard. So where I am right now is where the exterior of the building was. And everything behind me is all part of the addition. There's also a student cafe here. It's open every morning. They have smoothies and coffees and things like that, and a cappuccino. And the kids love that. And during the morning, all the kids are here hanging out, drinking their smoothies and, having breakfast and just hanging out. It's like a super cool vibe and atmosphere.
Nice. I would have loved that when I was a student. You would catch me there every morning, probably.
I know. Oh my gosh. I'm jealous, but I'm happy to be a part of it just to be able to work here. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I'm more jealous about the AC that they have a AC unit there too.
I know. It is nice.
It just reminds me of the glory days where like halfway through the day, like you're in 6th period and they finally make the announcement, students can remove their ties for today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I was always against that. I always thought students should have to wear their ties because they never had us remove our ties when we were at prep. But now the kids wear polos. The boys can wear polo shirts in the 1st and 4th quarter. So second and 3rd quarter, they have to wear shirts and ties. And they all have to wear the same tie. So I'm wearing the uniform tie right now. And then they have to wear like a button-down blue shirt. So this would probably, the one I'm wearing would probably be fine. And then for 1st and 4th quarters, they can wear polos. But on special days like days we would have mass, they would be required to wear a shirt and tie. They call it dress uniform.
Nice. I'm glad they still have that tradition,
Yeah, it is nice because it does get hot. And, a lot of kids want to wear polos. So I feel like we kind of have the best of both. 2nd and 3rd quarter, for half the year, they're wearing shirts and ties every day. The other, when it's warm out and the kids were taking their ties off anyways because it was so hot, they can wear polo shirts. We do have the AC, but it is nice during those warmer times of year for students to be able to have that polo option.
Nice. What about some traditions? What are some traditions that the school's kept up since, let's say, your time, my time?
Oh, well, I feel like everything is pretty much the same with exception of the senior prank. Fortunately, we haven't had a senior prank for years. That was a short-lived tradition that probably started in the early 2000s and went, 2012, 13, 14. But so there's still, we still are, have our pep rallies. This year will be our first co-ed pep rally, so we'll see how that goes. Actually, Friday we play McDowell in football, so we're having a pep rally, and we'll see how that goes. But they still, they still do the senior banquets for the graduation. They still do the baccalaureate mass. They still have the sports day. They're bringing over the villa traditions for the ring ceremony where the students get the class rings, the Mary's Day ceremony. So they're bringing those traditions and, pairing them up with prep's traditions. So I feel like they kind of combined the best of prep, the best of villa to make like one super cool community, school.
Nice. Now, with all the changes that have gone on through prep, has this changed your method when you go to schools to promote prep? Has this changed your presentation, like what you discuss, what you talk about?
Yeah. So I go to all the grade schools. We, in the past, we would talk to boys and girls separately and do a different presentation and have just the, talk about what just prep offered and what Villa offered, although that they were similar, they had differences. And so now last school year, knowing that we would be co-ed this year, we did the visits boys and girls together. We'll do the same this year. Our first school visit is next week. And so we have a nice video we have made that highlights the additions to the school, the new facilities. We've got some student testimonials. So we'll be talking to boys and girls together, actually showing the facility. So last year, I just had to show like artist renderings of what the school would look like. Now I get to show the completed product. And last year, I had to tell kids, trust us, we're going to be co-ed and it's going to be good. I know we're not doing it now, but please trust us. Now we're going there already being co-ed, things are going smoothly. We can talk from experience. So yeah, just give some credence to what we are talking to the kids about. But I will say this too, that the students are like very receptive and excited about the changes here. So when I would talk to students about just boys or just girls with Prep and Villa, talking about a co-ed Cathedral Prep, there seems to be a lot of excitement about that with the middle school kids.
So you see a lot more energy, a lot more potential when it comes to mentioning, hey, we're co-ed now.
Yeah. And the students are curious. Whatever you think about prep, whatever, experience you had in the past with the old prep or whatever stereotypes or images you thought, I mean, this is a new school. It's, the whole school has been remodeled, fixed up. I mean, every classroom has seen major changes. Then you have the addition, and now we're co-ed. We have all these new offerings. So I tell people, check us out. Take a look at it. And the kids, they're curious. They want to know what it's all about. They want to know what the facility is like. They want to know what the energy is like. And in a co-ed Cathedral Prep, they're interested about the new offerings. So that also makes the visits like a lot more exciting, and it makes the job more exciting. Everyone here is really excited about it. So when you walk families around and give tours, they're seeing like they're getting a very good vibe from the atmosphere.
Love it. Now let's talk a little bit about your coworkers, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You have a wonderful staff there, a wonderful faculty. What can you say about all of them?
They're awesome. If we weren't so close or if we didn't get along so well, it'd be tough to want to work here. But they're more than coworkers. They're friends. They're family. We hang out outside of work. We go to each other's parties, events. It really is like a family, and we can joke with each other. We can be serious with each other, talk about personal things. Really, if you think about it, the amount of time that we spend together, we spend more time with each other than maybe some of our family members, especially during those busy times. So we are like a family here. And, sometimes someone moves on to a new job and you really feel it's like someone is, I don't know. It's you can feel their loss. So, we've had some people retire who we're super close with. It was just their time to retire. And you really miss them. And because we're all so close, but it's just it's a really, really great place to work. Really, wow. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone really cares. And I guess that when they tell you to, when the teachers and the employees and faculty and staff, they're not here for the money. Any one of them could probably go to a public school or a private industry and do more, but they believe in the mission and they enjoy helping others. Nice.
I love that. I'll have to ask you off air so that some people that were there during my time are still there now or not,
Yeah. What year did you graduate again?
2013.
13. All right. Yeah. So almost 10 years. Your 10-year reunion will be this summer.
Yeah. Boy, do I feel some gray hair sprouting.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I can't believe I've been here that long.
Mm-hmm. I still remember some of the things. Like I remember sending you the email, just asking you some questions, or I remember my shadow day. I remember, parts about my first day.
Yeah.
Just everything, probably until the final days. Counting down or getting ready to cross that stage.
Oh yeah, and I clearly remember you. And you know what? I bet being a prep 17 years, you figure there's say 100 kids at least in each class, but there's more than that. So that's like 1,700. But there's probably more than that. It's probably closer to over 2,000 kids have graduated since I've been working here. And I remember most of them. Maybe not as well as you or some of these other guys, but if you told me a kid's name, I could tell you where they went to grade school, their activities, and all that. So, yeah. Wow. Just it's crazy to think about, how long it's been. When I got this job, I thought I'm going to work at Prep for like 2 years, and then I'm going to get a real job. And here I am 17 years later.
Well, you weren't wrong. You did get a real job. It was
Yeah.
So, well, buddy, we have to make this an official buddy cast. I'm going to stamp it with 2 questions that I always ask my buddies on this show. The first one is brought to us by my buddy Jonas Kane from #Positivity, who wants to know, in your own words, what does it mean to be someone's buddy?
In my words, what it means to be someone's buddy is that you're there for them, to be there for them when they need someone, whether it's someone to listen to them, someone to help them move something, or someone to just go out and hang out. So I would just say someone that not only are you there for them, but you're happy to be there for them. So that makes someone a buddy, to be someone's buddy is that you're happy to be there for them. So if you're happy to be there for someone, no matter what it takes, I'd say that, you're someone's buddy.
Love it. And the final question I have for you today is what we call the ultimate Buddycast buddy question. You ready for this one?
I'm nervous, but I'm ready.
For anyone out there who's watching who one day dreams of going to Cathedral Prep, if they still have time, or let's say a parent's watching and they want to send their kid to prep, what is your advice to them?
My advice to anyone who, aspires to be a Cathedral Prep Rambler would be to just a few things. Stay out of trouble. Don't be doing things you shouldn't be in. So just be respectful to your teachers and be respectful to others. So just be a person that people would say kind things about. Of course, you wanted to get good grades. It's okay if you get average grades. It's okay if you struggle to get C's. But if you're a hard worker in the classroom and if you're respectful to others, then you will be a Rambler one day. And so that would be my advice. Also, to give me a call because I can help make that happen. So
Love it. Be respectful because respect does take you far in life.
Absolutely.
And give Mr. Dougherty a call. You won't
forget. I would say, very rarely are deserving young men and women not able to make it work out for them to attend prep. So do well in your classes, be respectful to others, and I would be surprised if you weren't able to be a Rambler.
Wow. Well, buddy, thank you so much for joining us here on Buddycast today. It was a pleasure catching up. I hope all the best for my alma mater, Cathedral Prep. Thank you, most importantly, for being a buddy here on Buddycast.
Thank you, Nick, and stop by Prep sometime. We'll show you around.
Will do. I have one favor to ask you before we close out this episode.
All right.
Whatever you do today, tomorrow, next week, next month, heck, next year, please go be someone's buddy.
I sure will. Absolutely.
Alrighty, for all my buddies out there, this is my buddy, Tim Dougherty. Please check out Cathedral Prep and continue watching Buddycast. I'm your host, Nick Sorensen. Thank you for joining us on another great episode of Buddycast. We'll catch you all next time here on everybody's favorite show.
Well, the days are going fast, buddy, we've got to make them last, buddy, before they've all gone past. listening to Buddycast. But don't be nutty, go make a buddy here on Buddycast.